Most people don't realize it at the time. In the days, weeks, or sometimes months before the end of their lives, many dogs begin showing the same subtle signs. Some become distant, others suddenly become more affectionate than they've ever been. And one sign near the end is so common that thousands of owners describe it almost the exact same way. If you've ever loved a dog, these signs matter, not because they predict a specific day or moment, but because they can help you understand what your dog may be trying to communicate when they need you most. Here are 7 signs your dog may be quietly saying goodbye, and what they really mean. Sign number 1, withdrawal. One of the first things many owners notice is a quiet pulling away. A dog who used to follow you everywhere suddenly begins spending more time alone. They choose the quiet corner of the room instead of the couch. They sleep away from the usual activity. They seem less interested in being at the center of everything. To many owners, this feels personal. It can feel like rejection, but most of the time, it isn't. This behavior reaches back far beyond domestication. In the wild, vulnerable animals often seek stillness and solitude. It's an instinct deeply rooted in survival. When a dog doesn't feel like themselves, their instincts may encourage them to conserve energy, reduce stimulation, and find a place where they feel safe. That doesn't mean they love you any less. In fact, many dogs choose places that are still close to the people they trust most. They're not leaving you. They're simply listening to something ancient inside them. But while some dogs pull away, others do something completely different. Sign number 2, increased closeness. Some dogs don't withdraw at all. They become shadows. A dog who is always independent suddenly follows you from room to room. They rest against your legs. They sleep closer than usual. They seek physical contact whenever they can. Owners often describe these changes with remarkable consistency. Dogs who never cared much for cuddling suddenly want constant closeness. Dogs who preferred their own space start pressing against their people, as if physical contact itself has become important. It's not necessarily anxiety, and it isn't always fear. Sometimes it feels more like tenderness, a kind of drawing close before drawing away. No one can know exactly what a dog is experiencing in these moments. But for many families, these memories become some of the most cherished they have. And whether a dog becomes distant or unusually close, many owners notice another surprising change. Sign number 3, a strange calmness. Some dogs spend their entire lives reacting to everything. The doorbell, a squirrel outside, the sound of keys, a car pulling into the driveway. Then something changes. Owners often describe a calmness that feels different from ordinary aging. A dog who was once constantly alert seems deeply at peace. The restlessness fades, the urgency fades, the need to monitor every little thing fades. Part of this change is physiological. As the body slows down, energy levels and sensory processing change as well. But many owners describe something that feels difficult to explain. Their dog seems more present, more focused on the people around them, less distracted by the world, more interested in simply being. And while that calmness can be comforting, the next sign is often the one that worries owners most. Sign number 4, seeking hidden spaces. Many dogs begin seeking out quiet, enclosed spaces, a place under the bed, behind the couch, inside a closet, a corner they've never seemed interested in before. For owners, this can be frightening. The instinct is often to bring them back into the open. But this behavior usually isn't about giving up, it's about safety. Throughout nature, vulnerable animals seek shelter. A protected space helps reduce stress and stimulation. And for your dog, That shelter may simply be a quiet place where they can rest. If your dog starts seeking these spaces, one of the kindest things you can do is respect their choice. Sit nearby. Speak softly. Let them know you're close. You don't need to force interaction. Sometimes your presence is enough. And then sleep itself often begins to change. Sign number 5. Changes in sleep patterns. Most aging dogs sleep more, but many owners notice changes that go beyond simple fatigue. A dog may sleep during hours when they were normally active. They may become restless at unusual times of the night. They may move frequently from one spot to another, searching for comfort. They may seem unable to settle in places they once loved. These changes can happen for many reasons: physical discomfort, changes in body temperature, shifts in energy levels, a need for different forms of support. The most important thing is comfort, a soft place to rest, easy access to water, a peaceful environment, and, whenever possible, your reassuring presence. Because as these physical changes happen, many owners notice something else. Their dog becomes increasingly focused on them. Sign number 6, increased awareness of their person. This sign often catches people by surprise. It's not necessarily physical closeness, it's attention. A dog who seems unusually aware of where you are. A dog who watches you more often. A dog who appears deeply interested in your presence even when they don't want interaction. Owners frequently describe the feeling that their dog is paying closer attention than ever before, not to the world, to them. Scientists know that dogs are extraordinarily attuned to the people they love. They read our expressions, they recognize our routines, they respond to our emotions, and in difficult periods of life, that bond often becomes even more noticeable. It's as if distractions begin to fade, and the people who matter most come into sharper focus. That kind of trust is easy to overlook while life still feels ordinary. So I've put together a gentle illustrated guide called 7 Signs Your Dog Trusts You, created to help owners recognize the quiet signs of safety, comfort, and connection that many people miss. You can find it through the link in the description below. And that brings us to the final sign, the one many owners remember for the rest of their lives. Sign number 7, the look. People describe this across breeds, across ages, across decades. There comes a moment when their dog looks at them differently, not the look that asks for food, not the look that says it's time for a walk. Something else, something quieter, something harder to explain. Owners often say it feels as though their dog is trying to memorize them, as though they're communicating something words could never carry. Scientists are understandably cautious when discussing what dogs understand about death. We don't know exactly how they experience it, but we do know that dogs are deeply aware of their own bodies, and they are profoundly connected to the people they love. They understand presence, they understand absence, they understand connection. And in those final days, many owners describe a look that feels filled with recognition, with trust, with gratitude, not because a dog is consciously saying goodbye in the way humans do, but because that bond, the one built through years of shared moments, seems somehow visible in their eyes. If your dog ever looks at you that way, don't rush past it. Look back, stay present, hold the moment. Because whatever that look contains, it is one of the most meaningful things 2 living beings can share. If your dog is healthy and sleeping beside you right now, take a moment to notice them. The sound they make when they breathe, the weight of their head against your leg, the way they follow you from room to room, the way they look at you when they think you're not paying attention. These moments feel ordinary while they're happening. One day, you'll realize they weren't ordinary at all. They were your life together. If this video meant something to you, consider liking it and sharing it with someone who loves their dog as much as you love yours. And if you've experienced any of these signs, let us know in the comments. Your story may help someone else understand what they're going through right now. Until next time, give your dog an extra hug from all of us. They deserve it.